So welcome to the Productivity Paradise Summit. This is the very first speaker. We have Misha Sakharoff in the house. And as far as an introduction for Misha, he's one of the only speakers in the lineup who isn't necessarily in the Uncommon Success or ATG for Coaches network, so some people might not be familiar with him. Personally, I came in contact with him through Keegan Smith. Keegan was, I believe, doing research into breath work and studying the Buteyko method, and he stumbled across Misha's YouTube channel, which is a gem of content if you've never looked into it. Basically, what happens with Misha is you take an engineer and you take a health expert and you mix them together, and that's what you get. It's he's doing some very, very powerful work. You know, a lot of the times people will say, what are you doing? Do you have the cure for cancer? Or, like, they'll put this idea out there of the cure for cancer as if it's some unreachable thing. And I'm not saying Misha's cured cancer, but Misha's doing some incredible work with cancer patients where you see testimonials where people are healing stage 5 cancers with his protocols and his methods. People who have literally been told they have months to live, and Misha's giving them hope. So I hope that he can share some of his wisdom with you as it relates to productivity. He has some really powerful stuff, and I'm extremely excited to learn from him. So thanks for joining us, Misha.
Thank you, Max. And guys, yeah, I'm very happy to talk to you. I'm always very excited meeting new people, and I think it's one of the best things in life, basically, to meet new people, to inspire and to be inspired of, because we are evolving together. And it takes two to tango. Sometimes it takes three or four or five, and even more. So basically what I want to tell just a little bit about me, what I'm doing. And if you have any questions, I don't know if we have time for that, but I'm always open. Basically, when Max asked me to join this Productivity Paradise Summit, I said, wow, Productivity Paradise sounds really, really interesting. So what I could inspire with, I want to talk about the path to a stable energy surplus with no procrastination, because that's basically about Productivity Paradise, isn't it? My message is especially interesting for those of you who want to be inspired to wake up early and be totally replenished with energy already after 4 or 5 hours of sleep, naturally, without stress, and no use of willpower. That's the most interesting thing, because we think very often, at least I see that people thinking a lot, talking a lot about using willpower, and I believe that willpower is a fallacy, because we never have enough, and basing any life processes at willpower is not a good idea long term. So everything that I'm doing, I'm trying to do naturally without stress and no use of willpower, but trying to use something I call a smart process. We also use something called Kaizen, basically a philosophy of small steps to reach your goals, or I would rather say visions of life, because visions are not triggering fear of not reaching the goals. That's the visions. I'm working with visions. So another thing is maintaining full presence, exerting your full potential, even in stressed situations, remaining inside of something that I used to call inner dojo. And that comes from working with martial arts that I started doing when I was 16 in Russia. basically 15. Yeah, now I will be 57 this year. So I have a long story, mostly using it many years, last 30 years, mostly using it to extend my resilience in terms of mental, immune, and physical. And that's also how I'm helping my clients. Basically, I'm engineer of both education, trade, and mind. I'm a telecom engineer. I stopped my telecom engineering career in 2009. And now, basically, I'm a health engineer. I call myself integrative health engineer. I started applying my systemic way of thinking to the field of integrative health in 2009. In 2016, I created my metabolic health program, which during this time, about around more than 2,000 people have passed in 3 languages, Danish, Russian, and English. And most of my clients during the last 10 years have been professionals because they understand mostly what having 100% responsibility really means. And professional people understand both the challenges and the implications of it. Basically working with professionals, I feel that we kind of walk the same path of change, and they feel often also feel serious need to kickstart and endure, being fully support on the journey. What I'm doing in my everyday life, I'm mostly working with people with cancer up to stage 4, not stage 5, but stage 4 of cancer, and that's where people really need to change the focus from fear to life right now in the moment. And it's you can feel it on your fingertips. It's not something that is rocket science. You need to speak. It's serious shit for those people, and they understand what I'm talking about and why they need it. So basically, what I want to inspire you with, it's the connection between breathing, between moderate movement, structured movement, between food that we are eating, and basically our ability to maintain energy throughout the day. And when I was very young, that's how I started. If you see this picture, that's the picture of myself in the Russian army, Red Army. That's 45 years ago. So I've been doing kettlebells a lot. Right now also there's a lot of different kettlebells around me. Also Indian club bells and palavandals, if you know what it is. That's the palavandals, these kind of things that so different kind of things. Doing a lot of tennis. When I'm playing tennis, I played with closed mouth, with taped mouth, so I can run many hours. I can box with taped mouth. I sleep with taped mouth in order to do only nose breathing. And these really gives a lot of energy. You have to adapt yourself to doing this, to very small flow of air. And it basically gives you a lot in return, because when you diminish the flow of air and you do it only through the nose, you enhance the amount of transport of oxygen directly to the cell, directly to the mitochondria, and you diminish the formation of some toxic gas species like oxygen species and species of nitric oxide, and it diminishes inflammation. So I'm working with something called Buteyko technique. I'm a trainer, level 5 trainer, which is I can certify breathing trainers. And I'm using this basically both for helping people to reverse cancer, and we have done this for now more than 12 years. That started basically by coincidence, by chance, or not. You cannot say it in this way. It was one of my friends got a very aggressive brain tumor, stage 4, and he got like 9 to 12 months to live. I helped him. He asked me to help him survive, and I needed to connect the dots, basically, of all of those things all together, of nutrition and breathing. That's basically all of those things that I told you guys about. And what happened is I helped him survive. It was I didn't help him to survive more than 2 years. I learned a lot in this process, and now the last 12 years, we have fantastic results with surviving the most aggressive brain tumors, also metastatic breast cancers, blood cancers like leukemia. And basically what I'm talking about is an ability to connect the dots to create a very strong synergetic effect for healing. How do we do that? Basically, that's my protocol, connecting the dots. My idea is that by connecting the dots of a human environment, like here, we can optimize the cellular environment. So if we, for example, if we're talking about nutrition and breathing, it's energy intake efficiency. We can also optimize energy intake efficiency, not in our human environment only, but in cellular environment. And that will be cellular nutrition through adaptation and respiration through also long-term adaptation. And energy distribution efficiency, that where we have a pool of 100% energy during the day, we need to really distribute it also evenly and efficiently. And we can distribute it, we can learn to distribute it in our human environment through lifestyle change and exercise, and thus optimize the cellular environment. For example, mental efficiency, it will optimize signaling function in the cell. Physical efficiency, it's a structure, we call it extracellular matrix. Immune efficiency, it's a detox and the flow of extracellular fluid. That's basically the protocol that was published in medical journal. That's you can see that's my protocol here, and that's one of the biggest medical journals called Elsevier in 2019. And why this works? Well, because 1 year ago, it was the first study in another medical journal. Well, with one of my pupils that have survived now 9 years without standard of care, the glioblastoma, stage 4 cancer, without chemo, without radiation, but with change of diet, with breathing exercises, with mental training only. So if my first client, it was my friend, they gave him 9 months to live, and basically I have a photo with my friend, and he's a brain surgeon after 1 year, and the surgeon says, I don't understand what happened. there's only some traces of healing in the brain, and basically, yeah, it was fantastic story, but I could not that time 10 years ago to do it effectively enough to help my friend to prevent the regrowth, and he survived 2 years. So now my people in the program survived now 9 years, and he got 2 children and got married, and he's 33 years old. So basically effectiveness is big enough and gives a possibility to, and hope to many of my clients to apply it for different kind of lifestyle diseases also. So what I learned from all of this, that this is about effectiveness of your daily routines. And with training, your effectiveness you can take responsibility in your own hands for your life, and with small routines, with some nudging from me on my programs. I have different programs for different people, and basically we have from 2 to 4 weekly meetings, and we have our own app that works both on all platforms. It's a cross-platform app where there's teaching goes every single week, and when you can in the app you can do the measurement of your health, and already after first week you have the graphs, automatic graphs that show you how your breathing is getting better, how your sleep is getting better, based on daily measurements. And this kind of feedback that people get, visual feedback, helps them to keep on doing things that you are doing. Like in the Keegan's programs, also there's some, effective means to help people to do the work. So, and it's very, very crucial thing. So basically, for people that are, now we are talking not disease here, but we're talking productivity paradise. And that's basically, I can see with the use of ketogenic nutrition and basically strict carnivore. I've been doing keto for 12 years now, and I'm carnivore for 5 years, and I'm also raw carnivore the last 2 years. My own heart problems are gone. I've been picked up by ambulance 5 times. I'm not afraid going into the woods, hiking, cycling on a mountain bike anymore. I was very afraid coming out of mobile coverage before, because I had this button on my phone. If I could feel that I need help, I push the button to be picked up by ambulance. Now I'm not afraid anymore. So I changed my own life. I changed a life for my clients. And ketogenic adaptation, I'm writing a book about ketogenic adaptation now. That's basically the book. It will be on here. There you go. If I can see it, just a second. Not sure. The book about ketogenic adaptation. Will be in the Amazon. Just a second. Let me see this. It's very, very small. Okay, must be a mini thing. It's about basically 4 stages of ketogenic adaptation from 1 week to 1.5 years. where you can get you can burn. It's your ability to burn fat. It goes from 20 grams an hour to 120 grams an hour. So you can have very stable levels of energy. And it gives you, for example, possibility to stay satiated throughout the day. You enjoy from 2 to 1 meals a day naturally without stress. You can wake up early, totally replenished with energy after only 4 or 5 hours of sleep, no use of willpower. And also for business people, it's very crucial. I've been working as a project manager many years. I started using this thing, and this is called one point of focus, one pointed attention from Samurai Legacy. That's a kind of a reminder for me, because I'm very often I'm speaking to people, I'm talking like that, and the one part of my body that I see the most, that's basically this part. That's why. And it helps me to talk slower, to reconnect to my higher point, to focus on my message, maintaining full presence, exerting my full potential, even in stressed situations. You can learn this, and remaining always, I cannot say always, because we always fail anyway, because and when we fail, when we know that we failed, we need to restart this. I have a special protocol for this called 5-stage rocket. And the first stage is structure, very crucial structure, to maintain good structure. Second one is muscle relaxation, because without structure, you cannot have a viable muscle relaxation that lasts a long time. And then breathing, because without structure and muscle relaxation of antagonist muscle groups, you cannot really reprogram your automatic breathing patterns. And that's what I'm working with. Because you can only reprogram your automatic breathing patterns from prevalence of parasympathetic response over sympathetic. And the level 4 is called one-pointed attention. That's a reminder. From Samurai Legacy, they called it living silence, and they called dead silence meditation with closed eyes. Living silence is meditation with open eyes. I'm meditating right now together with you guys. And stage 5 in 5-stage rocket, it's called fuck up level. That's where you know that you fucked up. That's a very important level. It's also called radical acceptance level. And when we fucked up, we need to restart from stage 1 again. So basically that's about remaining inside something that I call my inner dojo. So this one reminds me that my dojo is inside of me always, every single minute of my life. I don't need a special room to practice. So you can practice every single day in my life, in your life. And the idea with my training is to help you guys understand that basically you don't need training. What you need is being able to apply the knowledge that you have gained through your training into your life, into, we can call it states, into the state. I'm in the state now where I'm talking to you. I'm trying to inspire you, okay? And when I'm in this state, I'm exerting some of the knowledge, some of the training protocols that I've been training a long time. But basically, I don't need training because now I'm living. I'm not training. It's just a part of my life. It's a state. When I'm driving a car, there's another state that I know how to breathe there. I know where to be, where my focus has to be, inside of my body, not the outside. I'm focus always inside of your body, not outside. Outside, we only use defocus. and that's from martial arts. So that's basically about the states. And basically, it's also about mastering integrative recovery on all levels, both mental, physical, and immune, with the tools being always at hand inside of your body. Remember that. Your body is very strong, and it's strong enough to recover, to help you recover from many, even very serious situations. And that's the main takeout, the main wrap up that I want you to take with you after this almost 25 minutes talk with Misha Sakharoff here, author of Sakharoff Protocol. Remember that, being business persons, we really want our act to work, our business basically to work perfectly. But the most important thing, that while we are doing that we are present and we are living our life. And that's the main fallacy that many business people lack to understand. And very often they understand it too too late, basically, when they get ill from the stress of their work. So enjoy your life, enjoy your process, and remember, your body is very strong. There are some innate, intrinsic mechanisms in your body that are fantastic, and I see them work on the people with the most severe levels of disease. Okay, thank you very much. And if you want to learn more about what I'm doing, so that's basically the place. It's called Sakharoff.com. You can see here, that's my name, Sakharoff, or just KHROFF. And here you can read about my programs, my boot camps. And if you go into programs, you can also see my one-on-one sessions, personal mentoring partnership, and trainer education program. So you are welcome to contact me through by Misha, MISHA, at Sakharoff.com. Thank you, Max, and thank you guys for keeping your attention for 25 minutes.
Thank you, Misha. That was incredible. I think everyone probably has a lot of questions, and unfortunately, we can't go into a bunch of Q&A. But that was awesome. And guys, if you have any questions, I'm sure you can reach out to Misha on Telegram. He'd probably be happy to answer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you, guys.
I think my only question is, how many books are you writing? Because it looked like you have a couple.
It's a problem. It's a big problem, because basically I have two books right now. One of them was very small. Another one is also, that's very small. It's basically, there's two books. One about HaraPoint, about training of samurai mentality, or basically samurai resilience through one-pointed attention. And another one about ketogenic adaptation and carnivore. And then I have a book about something called forefoot walking. We know about forefoot running, but I am doing something that's called forefoot walking, which is next step, next level. It's very, very interesting. Yeah.
Very cool. Awesome. And
thank you, Max.
Thank you, Misha. We really appreciate it. I think I speak for everyone. I think that was really powerful stuff. And now we're going to be moving on to Daniel DePau. Let me just pause this quick.